So in this video, I'm going to give you a 90-day plan to reset your finances step by step. So by the end of this, you'll have a system for building your wealth and having a jumpstart to your financial journey. We're going to cover topics like investing, the prioritization of your money after you get paid, and how to save money on some of the biggest expenses of your life. All right, so let's get started. 90 days is roughly 12 and a half weeks or so. So I thought it would be easier to just break up this video in what you should do every single week. Week 1 is all about reviewing where you currently stand. So before we can fix anything with your money, we need to get super honest about where our money is going and how much money we have coming in. Every successful business I know that runs in this world has a sense of how much money they bring in, aka their revenue, and how much they are spending, also known as their expenses. If you go to a local McDonald's, you better believe that they know intimately what their profit, expenses, and revenue look like on a daily basis. So in week 1, what I want to focus on is getting our lives to becoming as close to a successful business as possible. And the simple action that we can take here is the following. We're going to pull up our last 3 months of statements. So anywhere you've spent money in the past 3 months, you want to pull these up on tabs on your computer. That means your bank accounts, your credit card statements, your debt payments, any other discretionary expenses you've ever made. Try to pull that up somewhere so that you can see them visually. After that, you want to categorize every expense, and I would do so in the 3 major categories. Number 1 is fixed expenses. So these are going to be expenses that you have to pay every single month, things like rent, utilities, car payments, subscriptions, and groceries. Number 2 are discretionary expenses. So these are your wants. So for example, eating out, traveling, shopping, anything that isn't necessary for you to run your life, but it's still fun to spend money on. And number 3, any debt payments you might have, like student loans or credit cards. Now, ideally, you log every expense and categorize every expense in a spreadsheet, and you have a good sense of what categories you are overspending in versus what categories perhaps you aren't spending enough in. What we really want to find out at the end of week 1 is what our average spend is per category on a monthly basis. Then if we're able to know how much money we have coming in due to our income, then it's really easy to figure out what our savings rate is as a percentage. In the business analogy, we're figuring out how our expenses are broken out. We know what our revenue is coming in since that's our income, but now we're just trying to figure out what money do we have left over, aka our net profit. I promise that if you're able to do this exercise, it will really open up a ton of insights about what your spending habits are. You might even realize you might be spending too much money on certain categories. Perhaps you spend too much money on Uber, or you might be wasting money on a forgotten subscription. So do this exercise in week 1, and you're going to set yourself up very well for week number 2.